MUMBWA district is known for agriculture. Like every rural area in Zambia, it has strong cultural values which make its people proud to be African, let alone Zambian. But it also has its share of challenges inclined to the female adolescents. Challenges such as early marriages, complications during childbirth, and poor nutrition for the mother-to-be and for the child. 22-year-old Salia was married off at 15 years old. She entered a polygamous marriage which hasn't worked out. She is currently back at her mother's home with 3 children and is now benefiting from the seeds to help cook a nutritious meal for her children. Civil society organizations such as Civil Society for Scaling Up Nutrition and supporting partners such as the World Food Programme have these items as core objectives for many of their projects.
So CSO SUN, from its inception in 2012, from its name itself, it's an alliance. So we try to use the support of as many other partners as possible. So even in places where we have presence in the districts, we make sure that we work with other partners also. So here in MUMBWA, we've been in close relation and close contact with the WFP program, so that it can benefit the community people. Yeah. So it's not only about the community level, but also making sure that we capture what's happening in the community so that we use it to advocate at higher levels. So the community then influences our advocacy efforts at national level and also at international level. Yes.
Tell me about how you select the areas that you work in.
Okay, so initially the Scaling Up Nutrition movement was in the presence of 13 districts. So when civil society came in, we decided to go into three of those 13 districts. So for instance, we are in Samfya, Lundazi, and here MUMBWA. So they were picked based on the stunting rates. Yeah. So if you notice, of those 3, Samfya, for instance, has the highest malnutrition levels and stunting levels, standing at 56%. Yeah, so that's how the presence of the 3 districts was chosen. Part of the first step is such projects. We shouldn't just wait for a solution to be made, but we need to see when we identify the problem, we are already one step ahead, because when you identify the problem, then you can come up with solutions. So just being here and having presence and interacting with adolescent girls and seeing the host of problems that they're faced with, then we can then recommend what are the best ways to intervene. Yeah, not only for our cooperating partners and for civil society, but also what recommendations can we give to government for best intervention practices. Yes.
So our project started in June 2015. We are working in 4 wards, which namely Naluvanda, Ngulube, Muchabi, and Nambala. So we are working with our partners, the government, ministries. We've trained a total number of 150 volunteers who are drawn from the Ministry of Health and Ministry of Agriculture. So these volunteers were trained in infant and young child nutrition, and they've in their wards they work with groups of women which are between 10 to 25 women who are in their 1,000 critical days. Mm-hmm. These are women who are either pregnant, breastfeeding, or lactating, or have a child below the age of 2. So when the volunteers meet them bi-monthly, where they teach them different lessons in nutrition and hygiene, sanitation, and they also do cooking demonstrations. Then the mothers are expected to replicate the cooking at their own homes for those that have children between 6 months to 24 months. Yes, so since the project started, we've seen a change that most of our beneficiaries, who are approximately 1,500, are practicing and are cooking the porridge that they are taught during the cooking sessions, and they've now started cooking good porridge, where in one pot you find there's carbohydrates, there are proteins, and there's vegetable. The food that they use is the local food. We promote the indigenous local food, which they actually produce. This project looks at, we are promoting both production of nutritious food as well as consumption, and also do cooking demonstrations to teach them on how to prepare the food so that it is nutritious for the children. Then the hygiene comes in, so that the volunteers teach the women how to prepare the food, because we know that even if a child eats nutritious food, then they get diarrhea. That food will not be beneficial to the child. Then the challenges we faced so far, especially in the past month, is because people are harvesting, so we do not really have a good number of them come for meetings. Yes, then the areas where we work in were selected because this is where our sister organization, Food and Agriculture Organization, is also implementing a project called Conservation Agriculture Scale Up. So we are also promoting conservation farming. Each of the women have a garden, and we work with the Ministry of Agriculture. We work with Silver Catering. SNV is supporting nutrition in schools through gardens. Then all these partners, we work together to see to it that the people on the ground are implementing what they are taught. So all the women that have gardens, we use agriculture and silver catering to till their gardens so that they can produce more food which is nutritious to use for those meals that want them to give their children.
Volunteer counselors to guide young expectant mothers and under 5 sessions say that they can see the improvements in the almost a year of the nutrition project existence in their area. The approval of local traditional leaders has added to the success of the project.
Okay, mwamene nakambira kwamba being a leader you should lead by example. Ise bana vatu pano bonse vanaenda ku school kulibe mwana ali pano. Ero kulibe mwana anakwatiriwa akali mufana. Lakini chikwati first asiriza school naona chikwati. So bakayangana unhani bana baba headman. Kulibe nangu hapa sifuno kamba zina hospital vatwara vachoka kuno kumuzi. Vakapeza kamugeuzi kali chikankata kashitana singa. Kali mufedie. So akawapa samoni. Nje vakayangana. Nakuona kutiwe. Kali mu uniform. Vakayangana ati nakuona mwamuni ibare rero ni chani. Nakuona mwana wava headman. So awe vantu vakambati headman ava so tiye tikonke njira yawo nani vana bonse ku school kulibe mwamuna kulibe mukazi. Not only that, chamene tinachita tinaona ata kapena vana va magyoza chamene sivaendera ku school ni kutale. But chamene tinachita ndana ka school kuja ka community school kuti vana bonse vakazi vazipunzira apa chifukwa ni pafupi.
They say the first step to sorting out a problem is noticing that there is a problem. This is what civil societies such as CSO Sun have done. For Morning Live Life and Living, I'm Judy Ngulube.